Sir, my concern is not whether God is on our side. My greatest concern is to be on God's side. For God is always right. Character is like a tree and reputation like a shadow. The shadow is what we think of it. The tree is the real thing. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can. And I mean to keep on doing so until the end. I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. I will prepare and someday, my chance will come. I am a firm believer in the people. If given the truth, they can be depended upon to meet any national crisis. The great point is to bring them the real facts. The best way to get a bad law repealed is to enforce it strictly. Important principles may and must be inflexible. My dream is of a place and a time where America will once again be seen as the last best hope of earth. I do not think much of a man who is not wiser today than he was yesterday. I remember my mother's prayers, and they have always followed me. They have clung to me all my life. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Most folks are as happy as they make up their minds to be. The ballot is stronger than the bullet. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live by the light that I have. I must stand with anybody that stands right, and stand with him while he is right, and part with him when he goes wrong. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? No man is good enough to govern another man without the other's consent. He has a right to criticize who has a heart to help. Avoid popularity if you would have peace. No matter how much cats fight, there always seem to be plenty of kittens. I want it said of me by those who knew me best, that I always plucked a thistle and planted a flower where I thought a flower would grow. How many legs does a dog have, if you call his tail a leg? 4. Saying that a tail is a leg doesn't make it a leg. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. All that I am, or hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. If this is coffee, please bring me some tea. But if this is tea, please bring me some coffee. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves, and under the rule of a just God, cannot long retain it. I like to see a man proud of the place in which he lives. I like to see a man live so that his place will be proud of him. That some achieve great success is proof to all that others can achieve it as well. We the people are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who pervert the Constitution. The shepherd drives the wolf from the sheep's throat, for which the sheep thanks the shepherd as his liberator, while the wolf denounces him for the same act as the destroyer of liberty. Plainly, the sheep and the wolf are not agreed upon a definition of liberty. This country with its institutions, belongs to the people who inhabit it. Whenever they shall grow weary of the existing government, they can exercise their constitutional right of amending it, or exercise their revolutionary right to overthrow it. Discourage litigation. Persuade your neighbors to compromise whenever you can. As a peacemaker, the lawyer has superior opportunity of being a good man. There will still be business enough. A house divided against itself cannot stand. We should be too big to take offense, and too noble to give it. Towering genius disdains a beaten path. It seeks regions hitherto unexplored. Every man is said to have his peculiar ambition. Whether it be true or not, I can say, for one, that I have no other so great as that of being truly esteemed of my fellow men, by rendering myself worthy of their esteem. How far I shall succeed in gratifying this ambition is yet to be developed. Public sentiment is everything. With public sentiment, nothing can fail. Without it, nothing can succeed. The things I want to know are in books. My best friend is the man who will get me a book I ain't read. With malice toward none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right, as God gives us to see the right, let us strive on to finish the work we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds. A friend is one who has the same enemies as you have. If we could first know where we are, and whither we are tending, we could then better judge what to do, and how to do it. The probability that we may fail in the struggle ought not to deter us from the support of a cause we believe to be just. Marriage is neither heaven nor hell, it is simply purgatory. I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master. This expresses my idea of democracy. It has been my experience that folks who have no vices have very few virtues. When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad, and that's my religion. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any other. I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. The philosophy of the schoolroom in one generation will be the philosophy of government in the next. At what point, then, is the approach of danger to be expected? I answer, if it ever reach us, it must spring up amongst us. It cannot come from abroad. If destruction be our lot, we must ourselves be its author and finisher. As a nation of freemen, we must live through all time, or die by suicide. The dogmas of the quiet past are inadequate to the stormy present. The occasion is piled high with difficulty, and we must rise with the occasion. As our case is new, so we must think anew and act anew. When I am getting ready to reason with a man, I spend 1/3 of my time thinking about myself and what I am going to say, and 2/3 about him and what he is going to say. Let not him who is houseless pull down the house of another, but let him work diligently, and build one for himself, thus by example assuring that his own shall be safe from violence when built. Government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.